7. It seems that we have entered a moment in time where big things are about to change. The currency that you use in life and have used all your life is about to change as well, because they're about to try to digitize this through one big event. To lay out the groundwork for this, they had to go global, and they're about to implement it, and it was all scheduled to begin March 10th, the same day as this Federal Reserve Bank board meeting that is closed to the public. They were going to launch this. They're now saying they're going to sunset this till July 14th of 2025, meaning that we have a window that is opened here of time where they are implementing this brand new way that they're transferring money via cross-border payments and digitizing everything and connecting it to the ledgers, to the blockchain. And this was supposed to be all rolled out on the 10th. I've warned about this many times. But now they've opened this up to where it expands out, where it's going to be a slow rollout, but it's begun, or beginning. They are going to phase out the old way of sending on March 9th. That was what the scheduled procedure was. So now they're giving it more time to be fully implemented and rolled out here globally. This opens the door for that world currency to be rolled out. Now, what Trump's done in the United States is he's already started attacking the fiat currency almost immediately. He came in and he's ordered that they do away with minting pennies. Pennies will no longer be produced by the United States. The nickel will be next, and they'll go right on down the line saying that they cost too much to make, and they're just going to remove them from the system. It's exactly what he's ordered thus far. Now, we have all this talk of the blockchain system being incorporated full scale, and the people that were worried about a CBDC that want to say, oh, Trump signed an executive order against the CBDC. That was just a buffalo. The people that didn't know anything about it. Because with the other hand, he turned around and he gave you blockchain via his Trump coin and backs WorldCoin and is openly stating that they want to be at the forefront of AI and crypto. So he threw a bone to all those people out there that have a small mind and cannot see this for what it is. You had a problem with the CBDC, he signed a piece of paper basically saying, well, we won't call it that, and threw it to you, and y'all took it and ran the other way. In the meantime, this is a full-scale implementation of a global system that's happening. This is where they can transfer all these currencies back and forth instantly, and it doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't matter the name on any of them, on any of the cryptos, on any of anything, because it's all sent the same way. So in the end, this is a global beast system being rolled out right in front of you. So are you ready? Now get ready for this world currency, because again, once they make this move, it doesn't matter what you call it. They're all the same thing at that point. What's really going to count is what's counted all along. What kind of real money do you got to back it with? Gold, silver. What's really in Fort Knox? We may be in for some big shocks here, but the world is a stage, and one thing's for sure. They're telegraphing right here on The Economist that Trump is here to do that, to kill the dollar and to burn it down through and through, and to replace it with the new system. He's even said, under his power here, they are looking to reset it all. So you can't reset something unless the old system is torn down or done away with. And this right here is a transfer that they've been waiting for a long time. Many people just not hip to it. Well, get hip to it. It begins March 10th at this Federal Reserve Board meeting, and by July of this year, it will be full-scale implemented. So get ready. It's right here in front of your face. Crazy times we're in. Join me on the live streams. Going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu 77, talking about this and a whole lot more. Hope to see you there. Much love.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in his gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the spirit. Lord's will be edifying. We just watched this video from Dabu 7. And he basically just broke it down. It says, get ready for a world currency / Fed is about to roll out new cross-border payment infrastructure, as this is the road leading to the MOTB, which is abbreviated as the market of beasts. That's prophesied in Revelation 13 and 16. We are fastly approaching these times that everything is getting ready to go online digitally. If you notice, back in 2023 in Davos, Slovakia, you had the World Health, or what is it, the World Economic Forum, or the WEF, the lower level elites that went before the world, and they rolled out their plan of a new digital future, which was going to be preceded by cyber attacks, offline systems, violence. Like he said, be prepared for an angrier world. And violence has erupted around the globe 10 times more. All right. They've brought out movies like The Likings of the World, Leave the World Behind, Civil War, Homestead, and there's a new one now called Day Zero with this guy, Robert De Niro, which plays a former president of the United States. And basically it was going into a cyber attack, and systems went offline, and global systems went offline, and banks went offline. And as we knew of last week, they've been closing bank accounts without any reason. Okay, so it's safe to say that, as Dabu stated, that they wanted to roll this system out starting March 9th. And they got like an open window date to like July 10th or something like that, if I could recall. But the funny part about it all is that from here on thence, things can start happening, okay? From rolling blackouts to grid outages and to bank accounts being closed to cyber attacks. We've been getting hit with cyber attacks for the last decade or so. But, to renownedly, they've been putting it out there, from banks to Social Security Administration to court records to health businesses and all this other stuff. And you see here, this is Trump with a gas can or jerry can, and he's standing on $1. And to the right, you got what they call a phoenix, which the phoenix rises from the ashes. Okay, which Esau's symbol is that of the eagle. Okay, but a phoenix and eagle, in tandem, they have a lot of similarities. Okay, but the eagle is the highest flying bird, which goes into Esau's pride. But this dollar, man, is getting ready to collapse, and this is all done by systematic means. All right, so let's go. I went to The Economist, but they didn't show me nothing on that. So, oh, wow. Yep, this is the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve Systems, and this is actually, they putting it out there. See, this is the one thing about the elites. They televise shit before they do it. That way it works. Okay, this ain't something it's not even a secret anymore. It's blatantly being put out in the forefront. And the people, they're just blind to it, man. Okay, now one may ask, okay, well, if we go over the digital currency, is that the mark of the beast? And the answer to that is no. Okay, the mark of the beast is not the digital currency. Okay, but it's part of the beast system. Okay, because everything that's got to go offline as far as the old system, the old banking system with the money and, the old credit cards and debit cards and the old Social Security Administration, those things have to be revitalized, so to speak. So I believe some way, somehow, that they're going to roll this system in through a cyber attack. I believe that they're going to cut the power. And this is just my personal opinion. Because it makes sense with cyber attacks that somebody hacks it and then it goes offline, and then before you know it, up a couple of days later, you up and running, and then you have a new system. Okay, banks ain't, your banks ain't the cards and all that shit. Your banks are not accepting the money. You can't withdraw your money from the ATM, which will lead to chaos and people looting and rioting because, they feel that they're going to go to be without. And they can roll in the system that way through chaos, man. Because if you want to see people riot, take their livelihoods away from them. Take their livelihoods away from them. Take away the food, take away the bread and circus, take away their money. Then you will get the reaction that you really want out of these people. And that's what the elites want. And the savior to that is the MOTB. No coincidence they building up all these smart cities, right? But it says here, It is anticipated that a closed meeting of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System at 11:30 a.m. on Monday, March 10th, which is today, will be held under procedures set forth under Section 261B.7 of the board's rules regarding the public observation of meetings at the board offices at 20th Street and C Streets in Northwest Washington, D.C., and by audio video call. It says the following matters of official board business are tentatively scheduled to be considered in that meeting. Okay, and this is the meeting they have. Now, they're not giving you too much, but they telling you that, look, we're going to talk about some very important world things. Okay. What is this? Preparing for the FedWire migration to ISO in March 2025, which I believe this is reserved to that meeting. Yep. That's wild. And remember, Fed Now. You remember they was talking about Fed Now about a year and a half ago, when PayPal, Cash App, I believe a lot of those founders of those particular base apps were found dead. And then all of a sudden Fed Now, and we haven't really heard too much about it since then. But this is the world we're living in, and the money is failing. Okay, this is why things are getting ready to skyrocket, and people are getting ready to lose their shit. But this is Genesis 47, and I'm going to start at verses 13. And it says, and there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, said that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason by famine, all right? And famine is going to hit America as well, okay? When the grocery stores are empty, what they say, the grocery store may have 2 to 3 days supply of food tops, And after that, shit, that's when you're fighting and you're rioting, and all these things come to pass. Because if you watch that TV show called Day Zero or Zero Day, they showed you when the banks were closed, they was looting and trying to, they was protesting outside the bank. It was one that they tried to attack the president. Well, I won't call him the president, but he used to be the president. What's this guy's name? Robert De Niro. They was trying to attack his ass, man, and fuck him up, because another cyber attack hit the country and the whole country went dark. But even then, prior to then, people was outside protesting banks. They wanted to get their money out. People was in front of the supermarkets, busting windows, stealing water. So they show you the mindset that people are going to be in the midst of a crisis. And these people in America, hey, they're literally on edge, man. All right. It says here, and Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they brought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money felleth in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread. Why should we die in thy presence if the money felleth? So the money fell in Egypt. Okay, and the money is going to fall in this Egypt, because we know that America is basically Egypt all over again. All right, and this is why we're getting ready to celebrate the Passover here coming this week, which is actually going to be on the night of a blood moon, man. That's heavy, and it just something feels very different about this Passover, man. Okay, a high holy day, and we got on the most important high holy day in Israel, and we got a significant sign from the heavens. Say nothing to take light, man. So those of us that's in this thing sincerely, hey, keep your head down, stay humble, stay prayed up, fast, whatever you got to do, and pray to the Lord that you're able to eat of this Passover worthily, man, because a lot of people are going to be found without, man. Okay, I believe 2025 is going to be a different summer. I think it's going to be pretty violent, but pretty confusing, and it's going to be all over the place, man. All right? So just be prepared, brothers, man. Stay spiritual. Keep your minds on the spiritual swivel. And it says, Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give for your cattle if money fails. So it was a bartering system because the money failed. But in this case, it's going to be in the form of a digital-based currency. Okay, central bank digital currency. Followed by blockchain, which is basically information's being stored in blocks, so to speak. Blockchain, which the whole rollout of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies starting, even prior to then, the credit cards, all these things were set up to condition people to accept this microchip. Okay, because the average person, they don't run around with cash anymore because they have a fear of being robbed. All right, so through fear propagation, you're able to sway the public's opinion to do things that you want, man. All right. Let's go from here to the book of Ecclesiastes, because come this will come to layoff, because you got mass layoffs too that they're not talking about. Like the federal workers, and a lot of them are still on edge because a lot of them voted for Trump and they got outed. Because Trump promised that he was going to come in and get gas prices down. Food prices and rent down, but he didn't do it. But instead he came in pushing for the whole AI and digital infrastructure, which we told you his first term, this is what he wanted to do. So when he got back in term, hey, the elites like, look, go ahead and implement this shit, bro. Okay, and we believe that Donald Trump will be the one that usher in the mark of the beast, the Lord's will. Because I don't see, at this point, we're already there. And they said by 2030, they want everybody to be digital. And if he does not do it, you better believe that the groundwork is laid for the next administration, if there is one, to go right into the micro C-hip. But we're quite confident that we may see the rollout of this thing within hopefully a few short months. Just have to wait and see. But this is the book of Ecclesiastes 12, and I'm going to start at verses 3. It says, in the days when the keepers of the house should tremble, and the strong men should bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Okay, people are in a pessimistic state of mind. Okay, they put Trump in office because they thought Trump was going to heal the economy, but as it tells us, Babylon will not be healed. Therefore, let us all forsake her and go into our own lands. So they're realizing that this guy Trump was nothing but a fraud. Okay, a cheap suit, a huckster in a suit to get the bidding of the elites done. Because Trump don't run anything, and that's what we're telling you. Now everybody is pissed off, man. But you know what? One thing they do accept is the fact they got a racist in office. So therefore, Esau can do what he want to do because, hey, these crockers been turning up, man. They been getting real bold and flippy, man, to the point. They getting the shit beat out of them, man, because Jake is to the point, like, look, we ain't dealing. You see, but more of that is getting ready to occur. And it says, and the door should be shut in the streets, and when the sound of the grinding is low, and he that should rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music should be brought low. So prophecy is the test of all times, man. So things are not going to continue to be sown as they are. Okay, you got all these jobs making these provisions for the future, and we're going to invest. But even in my job, my program, my managers don't sound very optimistic as they're scrambling to try to find more money for the program. But they're not looking too confident in it. Because with all these cuts and Doge and all this other shit, now I believe Trump is going after child support. I believe I saw an article, didn't get in very much detail, but Doge is getting ready to make a lot of cuts, man. And I believe a lot of it is due to this system they're getting ready to roll out. All right. And it says here, when they should be afraid of that which is high, and the fear should be in the way, and the almond tree should flourish, and the grasshopper should be a burden. And a desire should fail, because people are not really in a mindset to want to engage in this world anymore. People are crashing out. They're walking away from the jobs. They can't afford to live anymore. And that's what's going to piss people off. And it says here, because men go into his long home, and the mourners go about the streets, man. All right. Let's go from here. 2nd Ezra 6. And the start of verses 22, it says, and suddenly should the sown places appear unsown. And the sown places is going into your supermarkets, your big box stores, your Fortune 500 companies. A lot of places are being closed down, like we're in a serious retail apocalypse. I think 30% of office spaces in downtown cities are pretty much vacant. But it says, and suddenly should the sown places appear unsown. It says suddenly. Okay, so right now we're seeing the build-up, but one day you're going to wake up and a lot of these big box stores are going to be gone. Okay, so when the scriptures say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, it's going to come abrupt. All right, and it says, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs and the fountains shall stand still when 3 hours they shall not run. Meaning your supplies, your resources, these things are going to be pretty much null and void. And it says, and whosoever remaineth from all these things that I have told thee should escape and see my salvation at the end of the world. So the chip will be implemented. Okay? We don't know when, but from what we just got from that video, that report, they're talking about rolling this digital system out by July. So we have to wait and see. Okay? Like I said, I speculate that, they may do some type of cyber attack, maybe on the banks or something, the grid, I don't know. But eventually, man, some shit is getting ready to happen and people are going to lose it. Okay, because Esau needs to push the people over the edge to get them in despair so they can comply. All right, because overall they won't comply because they know there's a lot of tyranny going on. You see? One more precept and we get it. Revelation 13 and 16. And I mean, this is straightforward. You can't deny it at this point. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. All right, and the image of this beast is everything around you, man. Okay, from these blockchains to these societies to, you know, the MOTB, everything is part of the image, partaking in this world. You know, the image, really his system, the beast system. And it says here, and he causes both all small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hands or in their foreheads, right? And that's the MOTB, the mark of the beast, the mark of the beast. All right, that a lot of you Israelite guys out there like to come up against, but you can't deny it. All right, and you're gonna know that Great Millstone, we was warning you about this ordeal. All right, don't try to hop on a bandwagon. Oh, see, we've been telling. Nope, Nate, you didn't teach it. Johanna, you don't teach it. Zabak, you don't teach it. Only camps that teach and push it is GMS. Okay, other camps are aware of it, like Sakari and Genesis. They are aware of it, but they don't push prophecy. So it's safe to say that they don't push it. But it says here that no man might buy or sell, save either head the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, which is going to come in tandem with this new digital infrastructure they're building up with AI, smart cities, man. That's what is going to come about. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to end it, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Lord's will, you are edified. To the next lesson.